Good morning, everyone. My name is Madeline DeVillers, and this is my close friend and guest today, Ella Saari.
Hi.
She's here with me today to discuss the topic of baking and her experience as a cake decorator. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Just got off of work.
Well, that's good. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 19 years old. I just got a job at Sam's Club as a cake decorator, and I've been working there since Halloween.
Oh,
I'm
fun.
liking it so far.
Well, that's good. So let's get into some of the questions. Do you remember when you discovered that you love to bake?
Not specifically, but I do just remember always loving baking as a child. Like, I obviously started off with, like, boxed cake mix, because I wasn't whipping up, all my ingredients at 8 years old.
Yeah.
But I did make, like, all my birthday cakes at a young age.
That's fun.
And it was just fun. I really liked it,
Was it something you did with, like, your family or your mom, or just kind of figured it out by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, like, my mom, we obviously used to make, like, brownies and stuff together and some of the mixes, and, like, I really liked it, so I just developed a passion for it, and then I kind of just started to, like, discover new recipes and find my way.
Well, that's awesome. Do you enjoy teaching others to bake? You don't?
Not really.
Well, that's okay. Do you think it would be something that you liked if you did try it? Or do you think it would kind of be, like, annoying? Because I feel like I might get annoyed trying to teach others things that I like.
I mean, like...
Why don't you know how to do it yet? I mean, fair enough. It's okay. What are your favorite things to bake?
I've recently been really enjoying making, like, brown butter salted, like, those toffee cookies.
They sound delicious.
Oh, brown butter, chocolate chip, toffee, delicious. Can't go wrong.
Well, that sounds delicious. Do you like eating the things that you bake?
Absolutely. Maybe a little bit too much. That's what I bake most of the time. Like, if I want a bagel, I can be like, okay, I'm gonna make a bagel. Like, I think that's fun.
No, that's awesome that if you're, like, craving something, you're like, let me just go make that.
I learned how to make English muffins the other day. Not as hard as you'd think.
Wow. Yeah. Because also, like, I feel like if I baked as often as you do, I would be, like, eating everything, and then it would become a problem.
Oh my God,
I'd be making too many sweets, and then I'd always be eating sweets.
Well, because, like, if I make something that, like, nobody else wants to eat, then, like, I don't want it to go to waste, so I'm gonna eat it. Like, it's good.
When other people, like, love the things that you bake, are you like, yeah, like...
Well, like, yeah. A lot of the time, like, that's why I do bake for people. Like, I think it's really fun, and, like, a lot of the time I don't want to keep what I make, and I just want to bake something, so I'm like, okay, here's some cookies!
And it is a really good, like, gift when you give people stuff like that, because it's, like, thoughtful, and...
It's handmade, I put a lot of love into it.
And they're always delicious. I mean, coming from a consumer, she is awesome.
Thank you.
What is the most technique, or, like, most difficult, like, technique or recipe that you've learned so far, or, like, you, like, have tried?
Well, most difficult, for sure, I've been learning how to do sourdough, and there's so many steps to it, and, like, I work a lot, so, like, I don't really have the time to, like, bake let my bread rise overnight and bake it right away in the morning, or, like, do my things, so a lot of the time I have to let my dough, like, sit on the counter while I'm at work, and then, or, like, overnight, and then while I'm at work, and then I won't get to bake it until, like, 3 o'clock, and then it's, like, overproofed. But, yeah, so I've certainly made some mistakes in sourdough, but, like, it's been a fun process, and I'm really excited to, like, learn how to make more things with that.
Yeah, because that one I bet takes a while, too, with, like, the starter, and, like, you have to let it grow and, like,
it's just,
feed
like,
it.
There's just so many steps, and, like, you don't have to follow all of the steps to sourdough, because, like, it can turn out, it really just depends, like, there's so many different things that you can do to it. Yeah. That, like,
Because I feel like I've heard a lot of different, like, flavors and types of sourdough bread.
Yeah, I haven't even started with inclusions yet. Like, I'm just trying to get, like, the basic, like, I'm trying to get my dough right, because I just, like, need to find the time for it, so I could get all those steps just right. But, like, it's really nice, because I work at Sam's Club, so they have bread, like, big, huge, giant sacks of bread flour for super cheap. It's great.
I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of like scared of sourdough because I know it's like alive and like, I don't know, every time people are like, oh, I'm gonna make sourdough, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could try that. Like, that makes me a little
like,
nervous.
Just the name sourdough is really off-putting. Because you're like,
it
ew,
is.
It's sour. Like, yeah, like, it's technically, like, fermented. Like, it's kind of gross. Like, though, there's a step in sourdough making, it's called, like, bulk fermentation. And it's, like, when you just put it in the fridge and, like, ferment it for a really long time. But, like, ooh, that sounds so gross.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, it turns out delicious, but like it sounds nasty.
So what aspect of baking do you enjoy the least?
Definitely the dishes, cleaning up after. I'm a very messy person. I make a lot of like, just make such a mess. I'm like, I don't enjoy doing dishes, but I will if I have to, I suppose.
That's mine
That's not my favorite part.
Yeah, that's mine too. Like, whenever I bake something, I'm like, now I got 4 measuring spoons, the actual mixing spoon, 2 bowls, and the pan to wash, and I'm like, yeah, next time I'll just not make these.
Even at work too, like,
I bet.
Like, I'm not, like, actually baking things. Like, I work on the cake decorating side, so I'm just, like, frosting stuff and, like, filling my bags. But, like, having to, like, wash all my dishes and, like, wash every single individual tip afterwards. Like, my coworkers, they just do, like, a lot at a time, but I, like, insist on doing the one time because, like, otherwise there's, like, frosting that gets left in the tips because there's so many, like, crevices and stuff. Like, I don't know.
I'd imagine those would be kind of hard to clean, too, with all the little crevices.
Well, you just, like, use a lot of hot water, but, like, yeah, it's definitely a process. Don't enjoy it.
So, how have you been enjoying your cake decorating job at Sam's Club?
I've really been liking it. It's really relaxed. I wake up at 6, go in, well, I don't wake up at 6, but I get there at 6, and then, I go in, make my list of, like, everything I need for the day. I kind of, like, check the stuff in the case, rotate the dates, like, check how much I need to make. We kind of look at, like, projected sales from, like, previous years and try to figure out, like, how much of each thing we're going to sell and, like, how much we have to prep, and then it's also based on, like, how much comes in a package. So, like, if I make, like, I can make, like, a half a case of cheesecake or, like, a full case, like, 5 or 10, you know? Like, and then, then I just take stuff out of the freezer, decorate my stuff, do my thing, clean up, and go. And then I get a lot of breaks, so that's also really nice. So I get to just relax, and I still get paid, because I get,
well, that's awesome.
I get a 30-minute unpaid break that I have to take, and then I get two paid 15-minute breaks, but I can take them together.
Oh, okay.
I'm not supposed to, so I'm but I take them together, so.
So when you're in the bakery, do you work closely with others, or is it more, like, solitary?
Well, when I first got into the bakery, all of my coworkers were, like, really close with each other. It's a very large space, so, like, it's not very easy to talk to everybody all the time. Like, you kind of have to, like, yell across the bakery. But, like, recently I have been talking a lot more with my other coworkers, and I've been really liking it.
Well,
they're
that's
really
good.
Nice people.
It's always nice to have, like, a good rapport with the people that you work with and, like, be friendly with them, because it kind of sucks when you aren't.
Oh, I hate being alone, but it's fun in the bakery. I love it.
Do you prefer baking alone or with others?
When I'm actually baking, I do prefer to do it alone. Just because, I like to do my own thing. I know how everything is. I know how everything goes. And, like, I like things to be a specific way, especially with certain recipes. Yeah. Like with cookies, like, you have to add things in, like, different order and stuff, so.
So on the average workday, could you give an estimate of, like, how many things you would frost or decorate?
There's a lot. It could range anywhere from, like, 50 items to, like, 200, 300. Sometimes I'm making, like, I'll be frosting, like, over 1,000 cupcakes. Like, it goes crazy. Like, when we do backup stock for we make cupcakes and freeze them so we can put them in the cooler, like, as backup stock. So prepping those is a lot of cupcakes. Like, my hands are so sore after freezing those packing bags.
Cramping up.
Well, it's so cold in the bakery, and all our frosting, it's rock hard. So it's just it's really difficult on my hands. I'm definitely going to develop carpal tunnel.
Well, good on you, because I've seen her cakes, and they are really cute, too. So good job with that. Do you feel like having baking as your job has taken away from the joy when you bake recreationally?
Not really. I do think about that. Like, I think about, like, if I do this every day, will I eventually get sick of it? And, like, right now, I'm just really enjoying it. Like,
well,
I don't haven't really been doing a lot of baking at home, but like I can if I want to, and then just having that like be my job and having it be something that I really like is just something that I really enjoy.
Yeah, that's good. What are some of the things that you've learned in your position as a cake decorator?
I've definitely learned a bunch of different just piping techniques, like different borders. I've learned how to do roses. I was really excited about that because I've seen people do roses all the time, like with the little, I don't even know what they're called. The like little spinny things.
Yeah.
That you make the roses on. Yeah, but yeah. I've saw people do them, and I've always wanted to.
Yeah, that is exciting to like learn new frosting techniques and be able to like make cakes in different ways.
Because then I can do it at home too. Like I can throw a rose on my cake at home. Like, okay, fancy.
Yeah, like if it's one of your siblings' birthdays or something, and you're like, yeah, let me whip out these fancy techniques that I learned at my job.
My little sister just turned 16 on the 3rd, and I made her birthday cake, and she was thrilled. It was really cute because I got to put personal edible images that she liked on there of like her favorite TV show characters, whatever. Yeah. And she was really excited. She loved it.
That's cute. Have you ever had to write anything like really strange or funny on a cake?
Yeah. There's definitely some interesting ones. The first thing that comes to my head was today. I didn't write it on a cake, but my coworker, she had to write like happy birthday to my favorite Indian outlaw. And it was so random and so weird. Like, who are you giving that cake to?
Yeah, that is true.
It was so weird. I don't know. But like if they order it like that, I guess I'll write it on the cake.
It'd probably be funny too because you get like those messages with absolutely zero context and then you're like, what is this like, for? Yeah. Do you think that you'll ever attend like a school for baking?
Yeah, I'm actually, NWTC offers a baking and pastry certificate, and I'm really interested in taking that course potentially in the spring. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely looking into that, and I think it could be fun to just increase my skills.
Yeah, that could be cool. Do you hope to own your own bakery someday?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I've been thinking about. It's a dream and a passion of mine. I haven't gotten like all of the details worked out yet, but it's something that I have to save up for and work on I'm just working on my skills right now. Yeah. I'll definitely be there one day. Better stop by my bakery.
Just hypothetically, what do you think might be like your specialty? Like what would you focus on for bakery?
I've been thinking of that. I'm like, I've really been interested in like cookies and like cookie cakes specifically because we just brought our cookie cakes back to Sam's Club, and I think it would be so cool to do like just a bakery that like specializes in cookie cakes.
That would be very cool.
You could do like because a lot of places only offer chocolate chips, so we could offer like different flavors too. I think that would be really cool, and like different frosting combinations. Like the possibilities are endless, truly.
And cookie cakes, I feel like is probably a pretty untapped section of the market. Like there's not really many cookie cake specific bakeries.
That's what I've been thinking.
Well, that's all the questions I have for today. So to wrap things up for today's episode, I want to thank you so much for being here today and talking to us about one of your passions. It was awesome. I loved learning more about, what you do for your job and day to day. And I think it's awesome how much you love to bake. And as the recipient of some of your goodies, I can vouch for the fact that they're absolutely delicious.
Well, thank you.
I also want to thank everyone out there in my audience for listening today, and tune in next week for some more super awesome baking content. Bye! Bye.